English is not my first language, so please ignore the spelling and grammar mistakes. This story is completely based on imagination and has nothing to do with the real characters. Please do not comment negatively. All the songs and photos are used in this video are not mine, so the credit goes to the respective owners. I own the storyline and this small editing. I know you guys don't like voiceover FF. If you feel uncomfortable with my voiceover, you can mute the audio. I'm using Taehyung AI voice. Taehyung, known as a dangerous mafia, is your father's enemy. He always wanted to marry you so that he could take your father's power as well. He has never seen you in real life, only in pictures. He got attracted to you. Your father got to know that he wanted to marry you, so he arranged your marriage with another man. The wedding day came closer, and on the wedding day, you were about to exchange vows when you heard gunshots all over. So many bodyguards outnumbered your father's. All of them got scared and started running away. Taehyung came inside and threatened your father, exchanging vows at gunpoint. After the marriage ended, he picked you up on his shoulder, smirked at your dad, and walked off, setting you inside his car. She sat silently in the back seat of the car, still shocked by what had just happened. The sound of gunshots still rang loudly in her ears, and the image of her father's look of defeat was burned into her mind. She did not know what to expect from her new husband. Taehyung sat in the driver's seat and started the car, his gaze fixed on the road ahead. Occasionally, he would glance at her in the rearview mirror, his eyes studying her features. Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to.
Arrogance in his tone. You just kidnapped me from my wedding. What the hell? And who are you? Where are you taking me? Taehyung let out a small scoff as he continued to drive the car. He ignored your questions for a moment.
You don't know me, really? I thought your father would have at least shown you a picture of me. I'm his special enemy.
Taehyung chuckled darkly, his eyes still focused on the road ahead, his grip on the steering wheel tightening slightly.
Funny how you don't even know who I am. Yet, your father happily betrothed you to me without a second thought.
He paused for a moment, a smirk playing at the corner of his lips.
I'm Taehyung's sweetheart, your new husband, in case you forgot.
No, I'm not gonna stay with you. Taehyung's smirk only widened at your defiant response.
Oh, darling, I like that feisty attitude, but whether you like it or not, that little ceremony back there already sealed the deal. You're mine now whether you want to accept it or not.
He shifted his gaze, meeting your eyes in the rearview mirror for a moment, his gaze dark and intense.
Get used to it, sweetheart. You're stuck with me now.
No, this can't be happening. She was slamming her hands on the car window and asking for help. Help! Help me! Help! Taehyung sighed impatiently, his expression darkening as he noticed your attempt to draw attention to yourselves.
Stop that.
He warned, his voice cold and sharp. He glanced back at you through the rearview mirror but continued driving, his eyes never leaving the road.
Don't make a scene. You're not getting out of this, so stop trying to get help. No one's going to help you.
Help me! Someone help me! Taehyung's patience was quickly running thin. In a blink of an eye, he slammed on the brakes, causing the car to screech to a halt in the middle of the road. He turned around in his seat and leaned over the console, grabbing your chin firmly and forcing you to look at him.
I said, stop making a goddamn scene.
He muttered in a low, dangerous tone.
You're mine now, understood? You belong to me. No one's gonna save you, sweetheart.
Let me go! You can't force me! Taehyung's grip tightened on your chin, his eyes boring into yours.
Oh, sweetheart, I can and I will. You're my wife now. And I can do whatever I damn well please.
He leaned in closer, his face dangerously close to yours, his gaze fierce and intense.
And if you keep this little defiance up, I'll show you exactly what I'm capable of. Trust me, you won't like it.
You are a bad guy. Leave me! I'm not gonna stay with you! Never! Taehyung chuckled darkly, his grip on your jaw only tightening further. He leaned even closer, his face mere inches from yours, his breath hot against your skin.
You really think you have a choice in this, don't you? You're mine now, though, whether you like it or not. You can throw all the tantrums you want, but that won't change a damn thing.
His hand moved from your chin, moving gently to grab your wrists, holding them tightly. Where are you taking me? Taehyung reluctantly released your wrists, his gaze still fixed on you.
We're going to my place, is where you'll be staying from now on.
He turned back around in his seat, facing front, and restarted the car. The vehicle lurched back into motion as he continued driving, his eyes focused on the road ahead. No! Taehyung's jaw clenched, his patience continuing to wear thin. He shot a quick, frustrated glance back at you through the mirror.
Stop your goddamn whining, you're coming with me, whether you like it or not. And trust me, doll, the more you struggle, the worse I'll make it for you. So shut up, sit tight, and get used to your new goddamn life.
Trying to open the car door. Taehyung's irritation flared even more at your relentless behavior. In a flash, he hit the locks, all the car doors closing simultaneously with a dull click.
And that's not happening.
He remarked coldly, his eyes flickering to you briefly in the rearview mirror.
Nice try, doll, but the doors are staying locked.
You are a bastard, you are a mef. Leave me, rascal! Taehyung chuckled darkly, his knuckles turning white as he gripped the steering wheel tighter. He was clearly starting to lose his patience with your constant barrage of insults and resistance.
Watch your goddamn mouth,
he warned, his voice dropping lower, more dangerous.
I may be a bastard, but I'm your husband nonetheless. And from now on you'll speak to me with respect, understood?
I don't accept this marriage. Taehyung's jaw clenched even tighter, his eyes darkening in anger at your persistent defiance.
I don't care whether you accepted it or not.
He growled, his voice tight with frustration.
That little ceremony back there made you my wife, whether you like it or not. So you can keep on arguing and fighting all you want, but it's not going to change a goddamn thing.
I hate you. You should die, rascal. Taehyung's eyes flickered dangerously as your words filled the car. His grip on the steering wheel tightened even more as he fought to control his anger. Finally, without warning, he slammed on the brakes, bringing the car to a screeching halt on the side of the road. He slammed his car door open and got out, the streetlight casting an ominous glow on his face as he marched around the car to the passenger side where you were. Wen got scared and moved back. Taehyung's steps were quick and deliberate as he walked to the passenger door, yanking it open with a force that made the whole car shake. He looms over you, his anger radiating off of him in waves.
You think you can talk to me like that, huh?
He gritted out between clenched teeth.
You think calling me a bastard and a rascal is gonna change anything? I'm not some weak-ass chump, sweetheart. You'll learn your place soon enough.
He reached down, grabbing you by the upper arm and yanking you out of the car with more force than necessary. He pulled you close to him, his hand still painfully tight around your arm.
I'm only going to say this once.
He growled, his face inches from yours.
You will speak to me with respect, though you will obey me. And if you know what's good for you, you will stop with all this damn defiance.
Trying to free herself from his grip. Taehyung's grip on your arm only tightened as you tried to pull away. His eyes darkened.
Don't bother struggling.
He warned, his voice a low growl.
You aren't going anywhere. You're stuck with me now, though, whether you like it or not. And the more you fight me, the worse I'll make it for you. So quit fighting and start accepting your new reality.
Yen bit his hands, and his grip loosened a little, and she started running away. Taehyung cursed under his breath as you managed to bite his hand, causing him to loosen his grip on you. He immediately gave chase as you started running away. His long legs quickly closed the distance between the two of you. His expression was filled with a dangerous mixture of anger and determination.
Don't even think about escaping me, doll.
He warned as he continued chasing you.
You're mine now, and I won't let you get away that easy.
Running fast, Taehyung quickened his pace, his longer legs giving him an advantage.
You think you can outrun me, doll?
He called out, his voice a mix of frustration and determination.
You can try, but you won't get far. You're mine, and I'll catch you eventually.
Crying, "Stop chasing me!" Taehyung's expression softened slightly.
I told you to stop fighting, doll.
He said firmly as he continued chasing you.
It's pointless. You're mine, and there's no escaping it. The sooner you accept that, the easier things will be for you.
I faking hate you, rascal! Taehyung's jaw clenched as your insults continued to reach his ears. His patience was being seriously tested. Despite the anger, he maintained his pursuit, his footsteps rhythmic and steady as he chased you down the street.
Keep it up with the insults, doll.
His voice firm but filled with warning.
You won't like what happens when I finally catch you.
Wen was running but can't run anymore on that heavy groan. As you began to slow down due to exhaustion, Taehyung quickly caught up to you. Seeing your tired form, he quickly pounced on the opportunity, wrapping one arm around your waist and pulling you to a stop.
Got you.
He breathed, his chest heaving slightly from the effort.
I told you you couldn't get away, doll. You're mine now.
Help! Someone help me! Help! Taehyung's eyes scanned the area, making sure no one was around. Satisfied that nobody was nearby, he tightened his grip on you, his fingers digging into your skin, his expression dark.
Stop yelling for help.
He growled, his voice low and threatening.
No one's around to help you. You're mine now, and nobody's going to save you. So quit it with the goddamn screams.
Leave me, please! What do you want? Taehyung's grip on you relaxed only slightly as you stopped screaming for help, but his expression remained stern.
What do I want?
He repeated, his voice a low growl.
Isn't it obvious, doll? I want you. I wanted you when I saw you at that wedding, and I took you because you're mine. You're my wife now, whether you like it or not, and you have to get used to it.
I hate you, jerk. Struggling. Taehyung's grip became tight again as you continued to struggle against him. His eyes darkened, annoyance flashing across his face.
Call me jerk again, doll?
He taunted, his voice holding a dangerous edge.
See what happens.
Jerk, bastard, emph, rascal! Taehyung's expression darkened and his grip on you became almost painful, his fingers digging into your skin.
You're not very good at listening, are you, doll?
His voice cold and stern.
I warned you about disrespecting me, but it seems you need a reminder of who's in charge here.
He grabbed you roughly, pulling you close to his body. His face was mere inches from yours, his eyes boring into yours.
You want to keep testing me, doll? Calling me names and insulting me? Go ahead. See what happens when I finally lose my patience.
Slaps him. Taehyung's head snapped to the side as you slap his cheek, his eyes filled with anger, his jaw clenched tight.
You think hitting me is a good idea, doll?
He hissed.
You're really asking for it now?
He grabbed your wrists in a tight grip, pinning your arms against your sides so you couldn't hit or slap him again. This slap is for marrying me forcefully. You don't deserve me, idiot! Taehyung's grip on your wrists tightened, his expression darkening further.
Don't deserve you, huh? Doll, I could have any woman I want, but I chose you. You're lucky I even wanted you in the first place, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna let your temper or attitude ruin that.
She faints suddenly. Taehyung's eyes widened as you suddenly collapsed in his arms. He carried you up effortlessly, holding you against his chest.
Damn it.
He muttered under his breath.
You really had to faint at the worst possible moment, didn't you, doll?
Taehyung carried you to his car, placing you gently in the passenger seat. He got in the driver's seat and started the engine. Taehyung brought you to his room, laying you down gently on the bed. He took a moment to look at you as you rested, his expression a mix of frustration and something else that he couldn't quite identify. He sat down in a chair near the bed, watching you sleep. His mind continued to race, contemplating how to deal with your stubborn nature and defiant attitude. He leaned over you, a glass of water in his hand. A slight smirk played on his lips as he prepared to wake you up in a not-so-gentle manner.
Time to wake up, doll.
He murmured, his voice almost teasing.
Can't have you sleeping all night.
He tilted the glass, letting the cold water splash onto your face, soaking your face. Taehyung's smirk turns into a satisfied smile as your eyes fluttered open, a hint of satisfaction in his gaze.
There you are, finally back with us, doll. Took you long enough.
Where am I?
You're in my room. You fainted during our little chase earlier, so I brought you here to recover.
I hate you, man!
You've made that abundantly clear, doll. But you're my wife now, and you'll have to get used to that fact.
Got up from bed. Where is my room? Taehyung, still lounging in his chair, regarded you with a cool gaze as you got up from the bed.
Your room? You don't have a room, doll. You share my room, my bed.
No way.
No isn't an option, doll. You're my wife, and you'll sleep in the same room as me. End of discussion.
No, I want my room. I don't want to stay in the same room as a fecker like you. He got up from the chair, crossing the room to stand in front of you, his eyes darkening in warning.
Watch your mouth, doll. I told you before you won't speak to me like that. And you won't be getting a separate room. You're my wife, and you'll sleep in my bed, whether you like it or not.
He holds his collar. You can't always tell me what to do.
I can and I will, doll. You need to learn your place. You're my wife now, and that means you obey me, not the other way around.
He grabbed your wrists, his grip firm as he pulled them away from his collar, his eyes burning with a mixture of anger and desire. Jerks away her hand. A guy like you just knows how to make someone's life hell. Gritting her teeth. Taehyung's eyes darkened even further as you jerked your hands away from him. He clenched his jaw, his patience on the brink of snapping.
Is that so, doll? You think I'm just here to make your life hell, huh? Well, you haven't seen anything yet. I can make your life a living hell if you keep testing me.
You already make it. Hateful gaze. His expression hardened further at your words, his own eyes filled with a mixture of anger and something else.
Oh, doll, we're just getting started. You have no idea what I'm capable of when you push me. But go on, keep on fighting me, keep on defying me, and you'll see just how much of a hell I can make your life.
I'm sleepy. I want to change. Give me some clothes.
Fine, I can get you some clothes, doll.
He walked over to his closet and pulled out a pair of pajamas and a robe. He handed them to you, his eyes scanning your figure again. I want girl's dress, not yours. Taehyung raised an eyebrow at your demand, a flicker of annoyance passing over his face.
You need to learn to accept things, doll. You're my wife now, and you'll wear what I say. Those pajamas and robe will do fine.
His eyes not leaving your figure as he waited for your response. Okay, but tomorrow buy my clothes. I'm your wife, it's your duty. Rolled her eyes and took those clothes from his hands.
Fine, I'll buy you more clothes. But you're still going to wear what I give you tonight.
He took a step closer to you, his eyes locked on your face.
Go get changed, doll.
He said, his voice slightly softer now.
I'll turn around while you do.
He turned away, giving you some privacy to change into the pajamas and robe he had given you. Despite his attempt to respect your privacy, his mind couldn't help but wander, imagining your body as you undressed. No need. She goes inside the bathroom to take a shower. His eyes widened slightly as you headed towards the bathroom, a mixture of surprise and annoyance passing across his face.
Hey, doll. You don't need to take a shower right now. I gave you clothes to.
He cut himself off as the door to the bathroom closed behind you. He let out a sigh, rubbing a hand over his face, his mind going back to that image of you undressing. As the sound of the shower echoed from the bathroom, he took a seat on the edge of the bed, his thoughts consumed by you. The mental image of your body undressed was etched in his mind, his patience slowly wearing thin. He tried to distract himself to think of anything else, but his mind kept wandering back to you in the shower, the sound of the water taunting him. His attention snapped to you as you emerged from the bathroom. The sight of you in pajamas and with damp hair sent a jolt through him. He took a moment to get his thoughts and his desires under control before speaking.
You took a shower. I told you that wasn't necessary just yet.
I was tired. I want to take a cold shower, and I don't need to listen to you. His jaw clenched at your defiant response. He stood up from the bed, his eyes narrowing as he stepped closer to you.
Actually, doll,
He said, his voice dangerously low.
you do need to listen to me. You're my wife, and I give the orders around here. And if I say you don't need a shower right now, then you don't take a shower.
I will. What will you do? Wiping her wet hair,
What will I do?
he repeated, his voice a low growl.
I'll punish you, doll. You want to push me, test my patience, defy my orders? I'll show you what happens when you push me too far.
Do I care? I'm not scared of you. Rolls her eyes. He closed the gap between you in an instant, his fingers wrapping tightly around your upper arm.
You should care, doll,
He ground out, his voice a low, dangerous warning.
because when I punish you, you won't enjoy it.
Go ahead, I don't fucking care. Eyes flashed with a mixture of anger and desire. You were pushing him past his breaking point, and he was losing control. He pushed you up against the nearest wall, pinning you there with his body, his face mere inches from yours.
You want me to punish you, huh? Careful what you ask for, doll, because I'll give it to you.
What will you do?
Do you really want to find out, doll? You truly don't know what I'm capable of. If you keep testing me, I'll show you just how much I can punish you.
Go ahead! I'm not scared of you. He pushed you harder against the wall, his body trapping you completely against him, his lips hovering over your neck, his breath hot on your skin.
You really have no idea what you're asking for, doll. You're treading on thin ice, and if you keep pushing, I'll show you a side of me you won't forget.
Are you trying to scare me? Pushes him away and sits on the bed. Taehyung was surprised at your unexpected push, but he quickly regained his composure. He followed you to the bed, his body tense with barely contained anger and desire.
I'm not trying to scare you, doll. I'm trying to warn you. But you don't listen, do you? You just keep pushing and pushing, testing me, defying me, and you're going to find out just how far I'm willing to go.
You can just say it. Do it if you are that scary. You were testing his limits, and he was growing more and more frustrated with your attitude. He took a step closer, towering over you as you sat on the bed.
You want me to do it, huh? You want me to prove just how scary I can be? Are you really sure you want to go down that path, doll?
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing, doll? I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to show you what happens when you push me too far.
You don't dare! He tightened his grip on your wrists, pinning you even more firmly against the bed.
Oh, I dare, doll. You've been defying me, testing me, pushing me to my limits, and now you're going to find out just how far I'll go.
He leaned in closer, his lips hovering tantalizingly close to your neck. I say to punish me, not this rascal! He chuckled huskily at your protest, his lips just barely touching your skin, his breath hot on your neck.
Oh, doll, I'm just getting started.
He slowly, sensually ran his tongue along the curve of your neck, tasting your skin, his hands never loosening their grip on your wrists. This is not any kind of punishment. You are taking advantage. He continued to slowly, sensually, run his tongue up and down your neck, his lips grazing your skin, his body pressing even harder against yours. At your protest, he chuckled darkly, his lips close to your ear.
Who's taking advantage, doll? I'm just giving you what you asked for. And you're enjoying it, aren't you?
I didn't tell you for this kind of punishment. You are tricking me.
Tricking you, doll? I'm not tricking you, I'm just showing you what happens when you push me too far. And, doll, you've pushed me pretty damn far.
Don't you dare to touch me. I hate you and your touch.
You hate me, doll? And yet here you are, lying beneath me, with my hands on you? Tell me, doll, does your body hate me as much as you claim?
F man, you can't take advantage of me.
Don't worry, doll, you'll learn to love me. You'll learn to love my touch, my presence, my everything, and you'll beg for more.
He leaned in closer, his lips nipping at your skin, his body pressing even more firmly against yours. I hate you. He chuckled at your defiant statement, his tongue tracing a path along your collarbone, his hands sliding down to your hips, holding you in place.
You can keep saying you hate me all you want, doll, but your body tells a different story. You can resist me all you want, doll, but in the end you'll be begging for me, you'll be begging for my hands, my lips, my body, you'll be begging for everything I have to give.
His hands slowly, sensually move up your body, his touch both gentle and possessive. Don't touch me. Eyes soften slightly.
Why are you crying, doll? I'm only giving you what you truly want, what you truly need.
You can't force me.
Don't call it that, doll. I'm not forcing you. I'm showing you that we belong together. I'm giving you what your body craves, even if you won't admit it.
I don't want anything. Leave me, please.
I can't leave you, doll. You're mine. You belong to me. And I won't let you go, no matter how much you beg me to.
You are heartless.
Maybe I am, doll, but that doesn't change the fact that you're mine, and I always get what I want, and I want you.
Do whatever you want. Nothing is going to happen to beg a heartless man. Closes her eyes, silently crying. His hands gripping your hips even tighter. He leaned in closer, his lips just millimeters from your ear.
You're wrong, doll. You think I don't feel anything? Yes, I'm heartless, but I'm not a monster. I feel more than you can imagine. And right now I feel a burning desire for you. A desire that won't be quenched until you're mine, completely.
His thumb wiping away your tears in a surprisingly gentle gesture.
Don't cry, doll. I don't like it when you cry. I want to see you happy. And mine?
Thanks for understanding me. Please don't force me.
Don't worry, I'm not going to force you. Until you want me and say it yourself, I'm never going to force you.
And thanks. Thanks for ruining my marriage. I was so scared, but thanks. You saved me.
I saved you.
Yes, I didn't want to marry that old man. He was too old for me, but Dad forced me.
How can I see you marrying someone else whom I got attracted to and fell in love with?
What?
I love you, sweetheart. You stole my heart. I wanted to marry you just to take your father's powers, but instead I fell for you.
But, sorry, I can't love you back.
I understand, but you will one day love me back.
I can't love you because I love someone else.
Oh, okay.
Felt heartbreak into a million pieces. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but I love someone else. I can't change his place in my heart.
Who is that lucky person?
I don't know him.
What? How can you fall in love with him then?
It's a long story, and I still don't know him, who he is, or where he lives. I didn't even see his face.
For real? Are you serious?
It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not. I only saw his eyes, and he was covering his whole face. He saved me from a creep.
And how did he save you?
I was outside the airport, and that day I had come back from abroad. A creep was trying to follow me or maybe kidnap me when a guy came. He was wearing all black and saved me. He told me to go away and beat that creep, and from that day I fell for him. His eyes are really something else. Maybe he didn't see me either. I was wearing sunglasses, a mask, and a cap.
Wait. You are that strange girl.
What do you mean?
I was the man who saved you. From that creep?
You? What proof do you have that I'll believe you?
My eyes.
He got up and turned on the lights.
Look at my eyes.
Blinks and looks into his eyes. Are you that guy?
What do you think?
So you are that guy. Thanks again for helping me that day.
It's okay, but can I say something to you? You were looking like a weirdo that day.
What did you say?
Sorry, sweetheart. Don't get angry. So now can you love me back?
Maybe.
What do you mean by maybe? You have to, no matter what. I love you and I'll make you fall for me.
Cuts him off. I'm already in love with you.
You are mine? Only mine?
Okay, I'm all yours.
Then can I get permission for something?
For what?
For making you completely mine.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and for more FFs, subscribe.